I cannot believe I'm about to spend the next 8 to 10 minutes breaking this down, but here we are. Listen to this. I just finished calling this dude out, and now I'm flipping the script on myself. Everybody in the community is already heated at Ice because Flip tried to crack another joke, and he didn't let it slide at all. Hold up. Ice clearly isn't rocking with Flip, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't see the value in how he handled it. And yeah, I'm going to admit it. I actually appreciate that energy. In my last take, I even said that if you don't like Flip, you should just come out and say it. Keep it a buck. Just tell him straight up, I don't rock with you. But since this is a nationally broadcast show, nobody's going to flat out say they hate a co-host. He could, but that kind of move would mess with the whole vibe of the podcast. Still, every time you try to isolate me, I'm shutting that down immediately. I don't rock with you. And that made me think about something Ice always says. If someone doesn't like you, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. They're going to go against you every time. And if they do like you, they'll stand with you no matter what the situation is. In this case, I'll be real. I already lean more toward liking Flip, so I naturally notice everything Ice does toward him. But I've got to step outside of that bias and look at what's actually happening in front of us. Flip, I've already told you, don't bring my family into this. I can't speak on your family either. I've been trying not to get worked up when he says things like that, but Ice is staying consistent. He doesn't go after Flip's family. Instead, he's been focusing hard on Flip's cheating situation, and he's really pushing that narrative. Now, after watching that JBP rewind with Mona, it's starting to look like some of the content Flip removed was tied to them hinting at that cheating. They might have even dropped a name in there. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if that name was Millie. So now I'm sitting here, realizing I can't get mad at Ice for calling that out. Because if we're being real, you don't get to speak on someone else's personal situation and then act surprised when they respond. And because Flip doesn't actually take the time to listen, he keeps pushing past that same boundary. Hold up. Ice, I'm done with it. I'm calling it exactly how I see it. And if it sounds like I'm snapping, that's because I am. Now, when I think back to that rewind, Ice looked visibly drained when that clip was playing. Not because he hates Flip outright, although that's definitely part of it. It's more about how that moment made him look.
He even says in the rewind that he wishes he had edited that part out. And now I'm starting to get it. Now that I've stepped out of my own feelings, the picture is finally clicking for me. So now I'm sitting here like, wait a second, why am I even upset at Ice? Not Flip, I mean Ice. Because if I really think about it, Flip, you don't even know me like that. We're not outside talking like that beyond this space. I already told you I would never be part of your show. So why are you comfortable speaking on something I tried that didn't work out? Something I was actually invited to explore, like that Breakfast Club style idea floating around on Hot 97. Flip was going hard at Ice, basically questioning his entire ability and saying he doesn't have the talent to pull that off. He went as far as saying Ice lacks the work ethic, the drive, and even the support system to make it happen. Hold up. Who exactly are you to tell me what I can and can't do in my own life? You weren't in those rooms with me before all of this, and if Ice wants to go there, then I'm going to say it plainly. Flip, let's not rewrite history. Before this podcast, I was already close with Joe, to the point where he was calling me for help building this platform, and I showed up every time because that's just who I am. Meanwhile, you were pushing hard just to get a spot on this show. You went the extra mile trying to get in good with Joe because you could see the opportunity from day one. Let's be honest, Flip wouldn't have invested that much energy into this if it didn't have a bigger impact than what he was already doing. And once again, let me remind you, Joe called me first. Flip speaking from his perspective, he called me and I had already been around him, even lived in the same spaces and shared rooms with him. And yet you're still trying to position yourself as his equal, which is why you go overboard trying to back up everything he says. Hold up, I could say all of that to Flip, but I'm choosing to pause and think this through. This is like being at a school for years, let's say 3 years, and then a new student shows up with talent. You notice he's good enough to join the basketball team, a team you've already been part of for years. Then he walks in, grabs a starting spot, and suddenly acts like he's better than everyone who's been there. Pause. Who do you think you are? You still have to prove yourself, even if you impress the coach for now. You haven't even fully adjusted to the team yet. And that starting position you're excited about, I've already had it. You didn't take my spot to earn yours, so how are you looking at me like you're above me? I get that you've got the numbers to back your success,
But that actually makes this even more noticeable. So now I'm connecting it all back to that Hot 97 situation.
If you've got the views, the backing, and all these celebrities supporting you, why haven't you been tapped to host a major show? Why was Joe the first real opportunity you had that you considered a serious career move? Flip talks like someone who didn't have much going on before finding this lane. And now that he's found success, he tries to compare himself to people who built their paths differently. Ice is watching all of this unfold, and now it's starting to make sense. He said he doesn't play that content over everything game, and honestly, he's right in that regard. We don't actually know much about Ice's life outside of this. People always mention his CDL and talk about what he does for his daughter and family, but that's the extent of it. And then I just found out from a JBTV post that Ice is locked in with brand deals, getting to the money. So hold up, he's been telling us all along, but because I was focused on his past, I kept using that against him. You'll notice the same argument people always bring up is his old Twitter behavior. Why can't you take it now, they say. But the reality is, I am taking it. Every episode I show up, I still have to see comments talking about how much people dislike me. Even with that, I'm contributing, showing up, and helping shape the topics we discuss. And yeah, I've been part of Podwise and other things, even though I'm not trying to flex that. But if my name gets called, I'm there. Flip, where were you in those spaces? You weren't part of Podwise, and that's exactly what Ice is pointing out. You wouldn't even survive that environment if you tried. Because with all the criticism people throw at me, you'd be under even more pressure. And I've been trying to call you out on that. Ice, my bad dog. I'm getting better with age at seeing things from everyone's perspective and respecting it, even when I don't agree. The reality is what it is, no matter how I feel about you. Who am I really talking to in that moment? Ice, I might say I hate you in frustration, but that's more about me than it is about you. Going forward, I have to separate emotion from reality. And in this case, Ice isn't wrong. I said it earlier, but I was reacting emotionally before. I'm speaking more clearly now. So let's be honest, if that's how you truly feel about Flip, then stand on it. If he's crossed every boundary you set, then say it and mean it. Content over everything sounds nice, but we're still working together in reality. If I'm in your position, I'm seeing you in person, not just reacting through a screen. So now I'm asking you, what do you think about all this?